if I had the music rights, I would play that track that's like, the champ is here. I forget the name of it. But that would get me taken down off Spotify.
Yeah.
But I'll just say it. The champ is here.
Oh my gosh.
We're episode 44 of the Duke London podcast. I'm here with Mr. J Funk.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes wild. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good.
Fucking busy couple of weeks for you, eh?
Boy.
Tell me everything. So, obviously, you did 6 Corners with W.A.R.
Yeah.
But you were probably, I'm assuming you were busy before that. And then, obviously, the next big one was Red Bull, Dance Your Style. And then in between, you were saying you're performing with Saul.
That was literally yesterday.
Yeah. What else have you been doing?
Who knows? it's literally at that point where it's just like you're just on this constant cycle, just moving. Just moving. It's like someone was like, "What was you doing yesterday?" You're like,
just a lot of stuff.
I don't know. I just know I was doing something. That's all I know. Do you get what I mean? So, yeah, it's just been a lot of things, a lot of working on myself and my own things and
sick
as well. So maybe not always just stuff that being paid for, jobs and stuff. It's not always that, but stuff that I count as, the same value. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it just, even if I'm not working, I feel like I'm working. You know?
And I guess it's the thing where it's like you do the paid jobs and then that kind of allows you the money to invest in your own shit, which will hopefully get you paid work later, and all that balance.
That is the hope. That is literally the vision. So
what's the, like, if you had to, I don't know, sum up all the fingers you have in the different pies, like, so I know you do a lot, obviously, stuff with W.A.R, and obviously you do stuff, I guess, as a professional dancer, like kind of freelance contracts and gigs, whenever they come. Do you have any other kind of ongoing things? Like, what, do you teach regularly? What's the, like, how does your freelance life look?
Yeah, I would say it does just live in that space where it just pushes and pulls me in so many different ways, which is like a blessing, but also can be really difficult.
Okay.
Sometimes I get onto like a more commercial job and the day before I was like labbing or something and I'm on the job and all I can think about is labbing, I'm like,
it's like all mixed up.
Yeah, I'm like, do you want to wake up? You got to hit that point. But I'm just like throwing jabs in the back and I can't focus, you know what I mean? So it's difficult, but it does live in that space where it's just, that blessing and curse of like training to be as versatile as possible.
Yeah.
It just means that it can literally be teaching for a week and then next minute a job here, and then it could be, hip hop theatre here and then commercial and then battling. Someone wants you to battle and so it just feels like it's everything and it's everywhere.
So you don't really have anything like in a way like regular that you keep going back to. It's more just like, how does it look for this month, and we fit that.
Teaching, I would say, is the one that is like
the consistent.
Yeah, is always there.
What are you teaching?
I teach Wednesdays at the Hub, like choreo.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, I say choreo, there's days where like a lot of times I start with, freestyle based tasks and stuff and different things. So it's not the same every week, but that's the regular kind of class. And I teach in, a couple other places here and there, but and then, my young ones that I train and stuff, that's regular. But
sick.
Yeah, teaching is the one I would say is like the most stable thing.
And besides that, it's just the life of a freelance artist, isn't it?
Literally, bro. You already know. You already know.
But how long have you been doing that? Have you always been freelance dancer?
Yeah.
Oh, mad.
Yeah.
Since like forever?
Teenager. Yeah, literally.
That's mad.
I know nothing else. There's been moments, where it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna happen. And then, I've just been really
Have you ever had to like, get a job in a coffee shop or something, or like take
that's what I'm saying. I've had moments where I'm like, oh, it's time.
Almost, but not quite.
Very close. Very, very close.
Yeah.
I've handed out CVs, definitely. It definitely got to that point.
Yeah, but
I mean,
just to manage to scrape it back into.
Yeah, but I mean, I was also like in college doing dance.
Right.
And then in uni doing dance. So,
Where'd you study?
I went to City and Islington College.
Okay.
And then I went to Middlesex.
Oh, fair.
And did contemporary, basically.
Sick, yeah.
And got my degree there.
Nice.
Which I probably not a lot of people know, actually.
Yeah.
But I did that. And so that was a big chunk of that time as well.
Yeah, right.
But I was still doing things. I was still teaching outside of that.
Yeah,
I was going uni and traveling and teaching. So
yeah, I mean, studying itself is already like a fucking job, and then on top of that, you got to make money and stuff. So, yeah, that's probably like sometimes tougher.
yeah, no, it was tough.
How do you feel about the uni route? Do you feel like it helped you? Do you feel like you regret doing it, or?
No, I wouldn't say I regret it. I think it was kind of a unique experience for me in the sense that I went there with a real intention to get something, and I feel that I did that. It wasn't to become a contemporary dancer, which is probably why people don't really see me in that light.
Yeah.
But it was to gain attributes and skills and knowledge that will enhance what I do already, and just again add to the versatility.
Right.
And I think I did that, and actually more than just dance, I think it just gave me like life lessons, you know, like how to, you know, time manage and deadlines and perseverance. I think is the biggest thing I learned from uni. Is like there was a moment where I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Right, like you wanted to leave.
Oh yeah, I called my mum. I was like, yeah, I'm leaving, by the way.
Oh,
like mad casual. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. What the hell? I don't need this. I was like, I don't need this. And then it's like, no, I should probably stay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was definitely moments.
Whenabouts was that? Like in the middle of it? Or?
Yeah, like that second year.
Yeah.
That second year. And I think you realise, you know, in uni, it's really about, you got to handle it yourself. You know, these teachers are not there to spoon feed you and constantly help you. You email them and they're just on their Christmas break, like, they don't care about you. Do you get what I mean?
Which you kind of think at first, I guess, that would be a good thing. But then when you're there, you're like, no, but I need help.
No, but I need help. Like, I don't even know what to write. Like, do you get what I mean? So, yeah, it's that independence, that maturing that it does for you. I think for me, it did that, and it really helped in that sense. So, I don't regret it in that sense, because it gave me a lot.
Nice.
Definitely.
And how old are you now?
25.
25. Bro, I feel like I've known you so long.
Yeah, you have, bro.
Bro, when I first, I don't even know how old you were when I first met you, but like, it was like...
Probably like 14, 15.
Yeah, it must have been. Because like I've said this before, but like I always think of you as a kid.
Yeah.
And then I see you and I'm like, yeah, you're not a kid anymore. Yeah. Like in my head, the generations haven't switched yet. And I'm like, you're still one of the younger people in the scene. I'm like, nah, this dude's been around the scene for like 15 years.
I know I always have this argument. I've got this idea of like age and then like dance years.
Right, it's different,
like, in
innit?
dance years, I'm old because it's been a long time, but in real years, I'm not that old.
Bro.
So it's confusing for people. Do you get what I mean? But
I think it's that kind of, I guess, the conversation of like, who are your peers in the scene? Because it's like, you can be, there's people that I'm older than or younger than that you know what I mean? I kind of came up at the same time as, and I don't even almost take into account their age. I'm just like, oh yeah, we're the same years of, we're the same like, you know, like they have the freshman class and the like all that. It's like the uni class, like. No,
facts. Yeah, and I think it's experience as well. I mean, I was doing a lot of things that maybe people would have done at an older age, at a young age. Yeah. So for me, the age thing doesn't really sit as well with me. It's like, oh, you're young. It doesn't. Well, ask me what I've done first.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's. I was thrown in the deep end early, which I'm grateful for. So.
And in any career, it's like someone with 10, 15 years of experience. Like, how long have you been dancing, or like in the scene? Would you say?
Probably coming up to like 15 years or something.
Yeah, so we're probably like came in the same sort of era. But I reckon, I don't know if this is the case, but I would guess that because when I first started, I know that a lot of the scene was happening in over 18s places. Yeah. So like we had Throwdown, we had Madame Jojo's. A lot of these things were over 18. So I know it was a lot harder for you guys to participate as much as now the younger kids. It's a lot easier to participate. Obviously we had classes and that type of shit, but so maybe that's why there was a separation between me and you. Yeah,
definitely. I was trying to sneak in. I snuck into one Throwdown.
Did you?
Yeah. I got into one and then I lost, so I was pissed, but whatever. But I got into one, but it was that JoJo's was hard to get into. Didos were trying to get me in. Do you get what I mean? It was like,
and they had their own like bouncers and stuff. So it's
exactly.
Not as easy.
It was really tricky.
But I think actually that's a nice segue into the new movement stuff, because I was talking to Josh the other day about the new Movementz battles. And I think I spoke about it on the podcast for Mechanical. I don't remember my own podcast, but like we either spoke about it on the podcast or afterwards. But like I was saying that I feel like you guys don't really get as much credit as you maybe deserve for whatever reason for the under 18s battles that you guys used to run, because I think with me and Mechanical were talking about who's like the next generation of young dancers kind of coming up, especially in the popping scene, and there not being as much as the last generation that are now kind of growing up.
Yeah.
And I said, I think a lot of those people started at like New Movements, you know what I mean? Like even people like Josh Costanzo, I don't know how to say that damn name. But like their generation.
George as well.
Yeah, all of that generation had the under 18s battles once a year.
Yeah.
And like, I think there's something to be said about, I'm kind of repeating what I said, but like there's something to be said about it not being just one category in an adult battle. Like, oh, here's the under 18s category. It's like, this is like your own event. Like, yes, there's older people there, but it's like your event. Like the DJ was like Josh, he was younger. You know, like all the people entering, like even the judges were of that similar generation. So it's like, it's really like their space to thrive, I guess. And I think that did a lot for the scene. But yeah, how old were you when you guys were doing that?
First of all, I really appreciate that because it's been, I mean, last year would have been 10 years for us doing that battle. Mad. So it's like, for us, it feels like we know that it wasn't happening. And the reason we know it wasn't happening is probably almost like you with this podcast, like looking and saying, this isn't happening, I'm going to do it.
Like filling a gap.
Yeah, so we saw it. And originally, actually, the idea was to do a beginner's battle and have a space for people that wanted to battle but didn't want to jump in and you know, be against Brooke. Do you know what I mean? Like,
bro, 100. Like,
you're gonna never come back because this guy's crazy. Do you know what I mean? So it's
100%. It's not fun. It's really not. Like, I've been battling for a long time. It wouldn't be fun
to battle Brooke now.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
still,
and now I kind of enjoy the game of it, even if I know I'm gonna lose a battle. I'm like, and I enjoy. But at the beginning, it's like, I need to feel, you know, I need a couple of wins here and there. And for me, I was lucky the scene was a bit smaller. There was more wins around, you know, it wasn't so dominated. But I feel like that can really suffocate a scene. If like, it's like, what's the fucking point in me entering? I'm never going to win. Like,
and that was the idea. It was like beginners. Then it kind of transformed and it was based off the idea that, you know, I was going to Troc, you know, at 13, 14 and battling all these adults, you know, it was me just battling all these talent. Me and Talent had a tally count of who was beating who, like, and I'm like a teenager, do you get what I mean? So Josh looked at it and was like, well, what if there was a space for people that maybe are not as willing as me to go and battle these adults, to just get a space to battle, to then maybe push into now battling adults, you know, eventually and just grow into that. And that was literally it, and it just became this thing that we became really passionate about. And I think seeing the young ones that came through it, you know, and how they grew each year, and how they got stronger each year, and then you see some of them go off and be winning these big battles as adults. You're like, that's the journey we wanted. That is the point of it. You know, so we definitely feel like over the years it's kind of like become more saturated. There's loads of under 18s categories now, and it's all these things, and so then I think our event gets easily overshadowed, and which is, you know, fair. But
when was the last one you ran? Was it before Corona? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I remember. Yeah.
And I think going back to what you're saying, I think we did also see a decline in doing all those categories. We saw a bit of a decline in like who was really, these young ones really going and training these pure styles now. You know, the popping category used to be always
it was strong as shit actually.
Was always you know, like your guys used to come and do, you know, like it was just like, it was always not that, and hip hop was always nuts, and then you just had Crumpers going, you know what I mean? So
Crumpers always good as well.
And then the last one I remember, it was just like it's not as many of them, you know, really representing like that.
You think it was the more like the saturation because there was a lot of different styles in different battles?
Nah, I just think that next age, that generation, I think there's a lot more distraction from those styles.
True.
And training those styles. Whereas, you know, we had to do that.
Yeah, like there wasn't much else to do. There wasn't TikTok.
In Boy Blue, exactly. In Boy Blue, it was like, no, this is what you're doing. This is it. You're gonna learn every style. You need to know all of it. So
true.
That's how we was, and it's not the same. Not that it's good or bad, you know, but it's just shifted. Not that. So
I think that's kind of the hard thing with, I mean, life in general, but especially with events and the dance scene is like things do shift and change, and like there's things happening in different ways, and it's easy for us to like hold on to this is how shit used to happen and why isn't it happening anymore? Everyone else is shit. You know what I mean? Just like kind of blame it. Like, I don't know. I had it, the sort of thing, you know, when people run classes and people don't come to their classes much anymore and then they just lash out and they're like, nobody wants to train. And it's like, well, maybe something's shifted. You know, it's not just about you and your class. It's like, all right, maybe the people come in, found something else. Maybe there's a competitor. It's like, you know, Nike wouldn't do that. Like, people aren't buying our shoes. Like, you are all not supporting the sneaker industry. It's like, okay, something's happened. Let's figure it out. And I think that it might not be the answer, but I think there's something to be said. It's like, okay, maybe there's something else happening with young kids, why they're not flocking to a battle like this. And maybe it is because they've got other options. Maybe they've got other spaces. Something Mechanical suggested, I think, is like, maybe we're not training as many like maybe our generation aren't taking on more younger people. I feel like that's such a thing built into Crump that doesn't get built into other styles as heavily. I don't know. Do you think?
I mean, that's a big, you know, a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got my son sitting in the room.
For sure.
And so it's a prime example of how I feel about that. And I think for me, that is like my biggest thing. I think my generational people that I feel that I sit at the table, I think it's really our responsibility. And I don't want to put it on anyone like go and train everyone. Do you get what I mean? Because it might not be for everyone. Some people are not
teachers.
Yeah. Some people are just not built like that, and you don't want to do it if you're not that, because you could lead someone down the wrong path. So it's not that, but I do think it's important for us to do that and not sit back and be like, oh, these kids are just doing this and doing that. Oh, go and help them then. You know, like it's one or the other. You know, mind your business or go and make business out of it. Do you know what I mean? So it is, for me anyway, that's how I see it. And
that's true.
But I'm just very passionate about that, and I get a big reward from seeing people that I've helped. You know, all these people, like you said in Crump, I probably have, I don't know, what is it, like 12 or something more little homies or something, I don't know. And now they've got little homies. And, and it's, you know, it's like, they never paid me a penny for all these labs.
How it is.
You know, all these labs that I've done over these years, never took a penny from anyone. So, but that's just how I am as a person.
Yeah, sure.
You know? So I think it is important that we do go and say, okay, let me guide you, let me help you, like, because my generation is probably the last of that was trained in that way. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to think who's got...
Before Instagram creeped in and changed the world, you know, it was like...
Who in the scene now has, like, younger... You know what I mean? Like, students, like, let's say outside of Crump, because I feel like Crump, it's almost, like I said, like, built into the style.
Yeah,
like, the point is to have the fam
fans,
and the people underneath you, right? Yeah. And I think that's why it's more like... I don't know, like, if you are the person that's been trained, you know at some point you're going to take someone on. It's just how it is. Whereas I think in popping, it's kind of like, or hip-hop or any of the styles, it's not so built in. So it can just be like, cool, thank you. Like, see ya. And that's fine as well, you know. But I don't know who... I know Ice has a lot of, like, younger kids that he works with, which is dope. I'm trying to think who else has, like, younger kids. Because even, you know, like, say with... like Sean and Aim, I think he's doing a great job with incredible. Them, but none of them are necessarily like younger. It's weird, like there's not so many younger groups. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing someone big and they're going to be cussing me.
Yeah, probably me too, probably. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's for me, my whole thing right now. Like that is my whole, I know it probably seems like I'm just doing loads of stuff and it's me, but actually behind it all, I'm working like crazy hard on these young ones that I have. And it even flourished into being a collective now, and I have this collective, so, you know, I'm building them and
training them. Does it have a name? Have I heard of it?
Yeah, they're called You. Okay. Which is YOU. And it comes from, you know, stuff that I'm working on, and it kind of flourished into that. And
I think, where did you guys perform recently?
Yeah, they did Dancers Delight.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Delight.
The under 18s, that's what I saw. Yeah, okay, cool.
So, that's been the focus, but I've been training them for, it's coming up to a year next month. It was all over Zoom every Friday, like rounds.
Is that what started it in the pandemic?
It was just before, I think, or it was in this, you know, that random middle period, like, where we think everything's going to
shut down, but we're not sure.
We thought we had freedom, and then they just Boris came back. He said, "No way." Yeah. It was in that period there, and then it went to lockdown. We just was like, let's just do this. And we literally was there every single week. And I just didn't post it because it wasn't about that. It was about doing the work.
Yeah, and there's a time to market the stuff, and there's a time to train. And
this is like, don't market something that you haven't done the work for yet. You know, so we just worked, and yeah, it's amazing. What I wanted to emulate was like what I got from Boy Blue back in those days, which is not just people I dance with, but family.
Yeah.
You know, like
nice.
Those people that I dance with, George, Curtis, like people that don't even dance anymore.
Yeah,
they are family. So whether we stop dancing or carry on, that's what it is.
Yeah,
you know. So and they've got that now, and I think it's amazing. So I think it depends where you come from and what you come from as to what you want to create, and that's where I come from, and that's what I want to create. And maybe there's people that are in my generational time that didn't come from that necessarily, and then don't know necessarily how to then create that for the next generation. So
yeah, I think some people just don't like being a mentor or a teacher.
It's not easy.
You know, it's really not.
It's not easy. It takes a lot of time and care and effort, and you have to be, you know, there's a lot of selfless moments in it. So I'm understanding, but I also am like, if you can or you feel you have it in you, do it, because you know, it's necessary. It's very, very necessary. So.
Yeah, 100%. And I think I think it's kind of like that with not every, but like a lot of different aspects of the scene. It's like, it's the whole thing about contributing and giving back and stuff. It's like these things, if we, I guess in a way, like if we mine the scene for shit, like, you know, you get like taught by Boy Blue, and I get like I don't know, all the stuff I've got from the scene, and then we just kind of fuck off and and like, all right, cheers, thanks for all the shit, and then go and make money and stuff. It's kind of like what's left of the community is a bit empty. Whereas it's like you got all these lessons, and obviously you, like, I always use this analogy of like, you know, when you're on a plane and they say put your mask on first before you help other people. It's like, cool, if we make sure we're good first, like I didn't start the podcast until I had a stable freelance career. You know what I mean? Like you're making you're supporting yourself off your work. Cool, you can afford, you've got your gas mask on, like you can afford to
now to
give some time. And I think if we skip that step of not giving some shit back, it's like we've just taken everything, and you know what I mean? And then the next generation are like, well, where's the stuff for us?
And then who do they help, and how do they help them with what knowledge? And then the knowledge gets watered down. Yeah,
because it's someone else that comes in and says...
older ones start saying, you're not teaching that properly, blah, blah. Well, you didn't teach it to them in the first... Do you get what I mean? So it's just going to be a cycle if we don't keep it alive. That's such a good point as well. Like, we can be like, oh yeah, no one's good at popping, and it's like, well, yeah, because you're charging like kids like 125 an hour to do you know what I mean? It's like, of course they're all going to be shit because the cheap teachers that they can afford. You know what I mean? So it's like, if we, I mean, again, it's like with anything, it's like if you don't, you can't complain about the thing that you haven't put anything into. And there's a different, I'm not saying everyone fucking lower their teaching rates, but yeah, it's just important to give back, I think. Yeah, everything, it's all balance in it. It's all balance at the end of the day. You can't sell yourself short, but also there's a job to do, I think. And I think it depends how much you care about it, maybe. But for me, I care because I had those people. You know, what I do for him is like what Turbo did for me.
Exactly.
Like, I went to Turbo's class and like he was like, cool, I'm taking you under my wing. Don't pay for class. Just make sure you're here every week.
Right.
And I'm looking up at Turbo like, it's Turbo.
I'm
like, okay, you know. Like, and I was there people wouldn't even dare stand in my spot. You knew where I stood. You knew where I was there every single week. And it just takes that.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it just takes that for someone to make that step. And it's the same thing I did with him. Was like, I'm taking him like, I remember saying to his parents, I'll help him with his homework. Like,
yeah.
I think I did like just last week, like literally.
Like there's more than just teaching you dance.
There's more to it, and I think it can just take that to just make the difference in someone and for someone, and it did for me. So naturally, I'm gonna want to do that because I know the effect of it. 100%. So yeah, and I think it's an amazing thing. So
yeah, and I think it's also like knowing. It's kind of the reverse of like knowing, having business sense in a way, because it's like Turbo letting you come to class is like making more of a difference than it's costing him. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you're making your money by like overcharging people like you, it's, I don't know, it's a bit backwards. It's like the community side of it is where you should be making your thing, and then when you go and work in you know, do bigger classes, do workshops, whatever, this is where you're charging your money. And
exactly.
I don't know, it's just a balance there, I guess. But at the same time, not everyone can afford to just let everyone come to class for free and stuff. Of course.
Yeah,
like you said, it's balance. I think.
Yeah.
That's sick though. But yeah, no, a big shout out to you guys. Like, yeah, I think New Movements
Thank you.
deserve those props because I think that was such a good thing for the scene, man.
Yeah.
Like I said it then and I'll say it now. But yeah, so I don't know where to go next. Let's say W.A.R. Let's go with W.A.R. So tell me a bit about your involvement with W.A.R. because I also want to come on to the Six Corners thing.
Yeah.
But like, so what's your like? So it's Nathaniel that is like his thing.
Yeah, he pretty much leads it, but it's a collective. So
okay,
you know,
so it's not so much like Kenrick with Boy Blue. It's more like
no, yeah. But I mean, Nathaniel obviously does a lot of the work and leads it, and it was his visions originally. Sure. So it's born from him.
More like he's a director rather than I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know
because choreographically you all.
Yeah. There's definitely people pitching in for choreo and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just kind of spearheads it really and just guides it through like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm a part of it, and I think it's the way I came to be a part of it was kind of like stumbling a little bit into it through certain things, and then but the first thing I did with them was Stormzy at Glastonbury. So we went away, we was away for a few days doing production rehearsals and stuff, and the energy was just there. Energy was there. They're just, they're all just good guys. Do you get what I mean? They're all good guys, all talented, they're all on vibes. We had a great time.
Nice.
We laughed so much, you know what I mean? And it just clicked in that way. So like I said, it's a collective. Obviously for me, I'm there as much as possible and give to it as much as possible.
Yeah.
And with Six Corners, it was a thing of when we got asked to do it, when Ola shouted me, I was like, yo, we have to do this because, like I said to you at the event, I wanted to show.
You know what? I was going to ask you to repeat because I was saying it on the Capsule podcast. I was trying to explain what you said and I think I probably fucked it up, but I was trying to explain what your mentality behind. But yeah, tell us what was your mentality behind W.A.R. doing Six Corners?
Yeah, I just know what, we're capable of or what's possible, and I know what we're seeing and what's possible to be seen as us doing. And I was just like, this is just a perfect opportunity for us to kind of do something so raw and so organic that it's like, no, we can live in any space, we can do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, if anyone in the group, I've probably got the most experience battle-wise, so let me lead this and let's go prove a point. Win or lose, doesn't matter. Let's just go be there. Yeah. Us saying no to it does more damage than good. So let's do it. Why not? Yeah. And it did. I mean, to get to the final was no, we didn't even, we were like, bro, do you get what I mean? Yeah. So we came away really I came away really proud of them, for doing that. For people that don't battle a lot, we really came together and did something. So yeah, that was literally the mentality. It was just let's show people that, look, you can't say, oh, but they don't do this or they don't do that. I'm not even giving you that opportunity. Yeah. Yes, we do. Yes, we can if we want to. Yeah. And
exactly.
that's how I am with myself. So anything I'm a part of, I'd love for it to be like that too. Yeah. So that was it, bro. That was literally, it was let's just go do this. Why not?
How did the guys feel after the finals?
Yeah, they felt good.
Yeah.
They felt good, man. They felt good. We did what we had to do, I think. I think it was I said to them, my mentality battle-wise is I don't mind losing. I just don't want it to be oh yeah, you definitely lost. And all three judges are yeah, you definitely. That I need to make you think about your life, as a judge, at least at the bare minimum.
Consider it.
I need to know that I watched that footage back and no, I went in.
Yeah.
That person was just better on the day because it happens, and so we.
And you got Renegade's vote, which is not
I
easy.
was surprised about actually. I was waiting for Ken's hand. I was like, you snake. I was like, what a guy. I was I saw Renegades. I was like, wow. So that was actually a real surprise to me.
And also because of how vocal he is about judging and stuff, he ain't just throwing hands wherever. He's thought about it and decided, oh yeah, I think they win. So.
Right. Yeah. So I was like, wow. I was actually really shocked by that. And so we just felt happy that because we set no expectation whatsoever. The expectation wasn't to win. It wasn't for money.
That's great. Yeah.
It was we get £100 each or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It was I can tap my phone 3 times and spend £100. I'm terrible. Do you know what I mean? I can really do so.
And also, I've said this about battles before in a more complaining way, but if you're used to being a professional dancer, like the amount of work you have to do for a battle to get £100 is like, I wouldn't accept this as a job. So you can't do it for the money really, like unless it's big money.
I didn't even know I won money yet, Red.
Right. Oh, you got money.
Afterwards.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Right. I think I heard about it while I was there. I was like, oh, I didn't know they get a prize as well.
I only found out after I won, which I was happy about because I just was like, well, you know why I'm here.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
it wasn't because of that.
Yeah, you know why I'm here. It's real. So, it wasn't for that. It was literally just to test ourselves and kind of prove a point and say, look, we're here. We can do it if we want.
Yeah.
And to get to the final like that and make it difficult.
Yeah.
That was a big achievement.
Yeah, because they had to go in, they had to throw routines. Like Lee was talking shit the whole time, so it's like
yeah. Although not to me. Lee is a funny guy. He spoke to everyone except me. He was like, I'm not doing it to Jordan.
Exactly. But it was like, I think it's like that's almost more disrespectful when someone just stands there and like, okay, like, oh, nice battle, because you're like, oh, I'm about to get fucked up.
Yeah.
When they're talking shit, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, you're worried. Like, it's kind of a compliment. When someone's like really angry and talking shit, I'm like, oh, you're threatened. Like, I feel good. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like a worthy opponent at least.
Yeah, definitely.
I was talking about it on the capsule about that final, about like the battle tactics of it. I don't know if I saw any of it, but like I think Mikey said he watched some of it. But I was saying about how I think they fucked up, even though they won.
Right.
I think the fuck up was to try and hype you guys up, because I'm like, you don't hype war. Like, what do you mean? Like to hype war up is to be like, oh, please get in your element.
Yeah.
Like, you're on stage with Stormzy, you're used to performing as a big group, and I'm like, if you want to beat someone, you take them out of their element. Like, you don't bring you're like, oh, let me do you this favor of making you guys all hyped up and have to perform for a hyped crowd, because it's like war. Like, we do that every freaking Tuesday and Wednesday. Like,
exactly.
So I was saying, if it was me, I think I would have like made it more like 1 versus 1 and like told everyone stood back, sit down, like, you know what I mean? Like, even like all the other guys who aren't dancing, like crouch down and like just make it 1 versus 1, because then we're really going to like almost scare each one of you.
Exactly.
But because I think Bird were like talking, they allowed you guys to like be a group, and then it's like, fuck, that's long. These guys are like friends, they train together.
The chemistry is there. The chemistry is definitely there. So I think it was it was tricky, like, depending on how you looked on it.
Sure.
Do you get what I mean? Like, it's really tricky to judge. Everyone had their own opinion, and it's like, that's battles, man. It's,
it's always going to be like that.
It's always going to be like that, and it's good that it was like that. It's not like everyone in the room was like, oh no, they clearly won, or they should have won, or there was no one clear thing. It was like, cool.
Yeah.
Judges are there to do their job. It's what they did. Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get on with it. So, I'm like, it is what it is.
And it was exciting to watch, man. Like,
it was.
That's the worst thing for me, is when it's just a boring finals or a boring battle. It's like, I don't eat, like, even worse than you losing, it's like, I don't care if you win. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like, whoever wins, I don't really give a shit, because I'm bored. But like, this was like fucking exciting. So I'm like, either way. I wasn't there as like a judge or analyzing it in that way necessarily, but I wasn't even bothered about, like, I wasn't thinking, oh, they're winning, they're losing. I was just like, this is fucking fun. Which is dope for an audience, I think.
Yeah, I think it was so compact as well, you know, like, so small and like tight. So
it makes the energy
just like crazy. But when, you know, the crowd, we were just like jumping with the crowd, and just like with the DJ, we were just jumping, like, just the energy was really compact. And I thought like, this is way too tight for this battle, but actually it kind of did. I think it was, but it was like, it kind of did something for it.
If the roof was a bit higher, maybe it wouldn't have felt so small. It's a low roof in there.
I got told about 4 times I nearly
don't touch the thing. I think wasn't it at were you at the London qualifier for the Dance Your Style? I don't know if you went, but apparently someone pulled down the shit. I think it was at that, because I remember like you guys were like close to it, and like I think
Che used it.
He held onto it
as a train,
and I wasn't at the thing, but I think I think someone pulled that off the ceiling.
That ceiling was low.
Yeah, but that's dope, man. I think it's sick, and like I said to you at the event, like, I think it's dope to see people that, like, because battling is like a real, I don't like the word humbling, but it kind of is like a humbling experience. Like, you're kind of putting yourself at the mercy of being judged, and especially 100%. If you already have a status as like War does, it's kind of easy for you guys to be like, oh no, because I'm not getting like voted again. You know what I mean? Or like, what will it do to our image or whatever? And it's like, I think actually in terms of, community wise, it actually, like you said, it like gives you more respect because it's like, oh shit, you guys are like killing it over there, killing it over here. As individuals, you're all successful, but to step into the battle arena and be like, fuck it, like let's do it is like even more respect of like, cool, like, it's like it's a different mentality. So
and it literally it comes from how I carry myself.
I think that's a good lesson.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Don't see me on TV doing this, that, and that. I don't think I won't pull up to a battle and do the damn I don't mind. Do you get what I mean? It has to be like that because of the respect that I have for that space. Yeah. And what it does for you and what it done for me. It's not even as in accolades or like getting me jobs or not like that, as in just like my actual ability, how it leveled me up every time I lost or won, whatever. Like you can never just deny it. Do you get what I mean? So
and I think that it's kind of what I think you said it on the night as well, but like it reminds me of your mentality with like giving back to like the kids and the scene and stuff, where it's like this space gave me shit, so I'm not gonna just go and like you said, like be on TV or whatever, but it's like you're gonna come back and almost like, it sounds kind of like spiritual, but like give back to the space. You know what I mean? It's like this battle arena is where I came from, so let me not just abandon it, which I think is dope.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there is just such a level of respect in that space because of how hard it is, how scary it is. Do you know what I mean? Like there's the amount of people that were like, no, battle, no. You know, there's so many people that wouldn't dare. So you have to put a level of respect on everyone who just walks into that space and it's like, let's
100%,
go. Because like you're saying, if you got a status or you got a name or whatever and you just lose, you know, like even at Red Bull there was like, I'm just overthinking things, like if I lose to this, like it's ridiculous because on any day anyone could do anything
for sure,
you know, and win. So you really never know. But it can easily be that thing that you run away from, and I just think there's so much respect in it. So we have to keep doing it.
I think that's dope, man. How did you find Red Bull?
Stressful.
Was it? For real?
No, not really. It was actually really, really fun.
You look like you're having a fucking whale of a time.
My body wasn't. I can tell you that for a fact. My body wasn't. You can ask him. I've only just recovered.
So you had what from top 8? So you had 2 rounds in the top 8. Was it 2 rounds?
It was 2 rounds the whole way. 2 rounds the whole way until the final.
So, but then you had a couple of extra rounds, no? Or no?
No.
Okay, so 2, 4, 6 rounds.
I think I did 9 altogether. I think
Jesus
something
Christ.
like that. I think it was 9 rounds altogether.
Fair. Oh yeah, because 3 in the final as well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a fair amount of rounds.
Yeah. Because I thought quarters was like 1 or something, but it was 2 the whole way until the final. So
you were aching the next day?
The next day.
The next year?
The next 4 to 5 business days. I'm still in a wraps. You have to understand. 4 to 5 business days it takes me to come back from what you see me doing.
Mad.
The swinging, the jumping.
Yeah,
it just tears me to shreds, man. But it was worth it this time. So
what was like? What was your mentality going in? Did you feel like you were going to win it?
No, everyone else did.
Yeah.
Everyone I'm speaking to is like, yeah, it makes sense. And I'm like, no. But I'm not like that.
But is that you understanding the chance element of battles, or is that you being like, oh, there's someone in here that I think is going to beat me, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I got like imposter syndrome thing or whatever. Something. I just always like, no, I don't think I can. Or like, no, this person will definitely do this. Or, you know, I'm just like putting that stuff on myself. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to win. Like,
yeah.
No way. And I was literally saying that the whole way, like the whole way up to the battle. Like, your vote thing freaked me out. I was like, why does everyone think I'm going to win? Like,
because we did just to explain if you haven't seen it, we did it on the capsule. We did a question of like, who do you think is going to win? I think people vote.
I tagging my ass all day.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
It was like, we had like 55 votes and I think the majority of them were for you.
Yeah.
But
I mean, and people were placing bets. I was like, what's going on? So I just think it was, initially, before then, it was really just like, I was gonna have fun, like, see what happens. You know what I mean? I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't fully understand it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the last one, so I didn't really have a clear understanding of what it was.
Right.
I don't think I even realized how big it was until after, or like towards the end of it.
Right.
Towards that final, like it started to really dawn on me, like, oh, this is
a big deal.
And then after I'd won it, like how big the reaction was, I was like, okay, this thing is really big.
Something.
You know, it's something I didn't even know that. So
sick.
Yeah, and I think, I just obviously have so much respect for the people that were in it as well.
Yeah.
And anyone on any day could have been the one to do it. So
yeah.
That's
a good lineup though. Who did you battle? First round was it Chantel?
No, it was Quake.
Quake first round, then Chantel, then Silk.
Motherfunk was in between.
Oh shit, you did 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Quake, Motherfunk, Chantel, and then
that's fucking
Max,
not an easy route.
No, it was it was, but I think I was happy with that. Like, I was happy that it wasn't like, oh yeah, he sailed through.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like every single battle I did, I had to go nuts, like from the jump.
Yeah.
I
think this is also something that maybe people that don't understand battles or aren't really in the battle side of the culture don't get, is that we judge a win by the route you took to get the win.
100%,
Sometimes
100%.
not always, because if the whole 16 is dope, like, I mean, the whole 16 were pretty good, but in general, like, we're like, okay, this person won. Oh, fair enough. Who did they beat? And then we're like, and then we look at the other bracket to the other finalists who they had to beat to meet them in the finals, and we're like, but they got the easy.
Yeah. But I mean, it happens in the same, like, the Euros. Do you get what I mean? Everyone's like, well, England had it easy way to semis or whatever. It's like, it's the same in any competition like that. It makes sense. So, for me, I really felt like I went through it.
Yeah, that's like, a fucking. Really me and Joe were pissed because, like, well, Joe more, but like when because I was at the front with Joe, Monkey Flip, and he knew the lineup obviously before it announced because he's working for Ripple, and then he was like, I was like, oh, have you seen the thing? He was like, yeah, the brackets.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's one I'm pissed about. And I was like, oh, swear. And he's like, yeah, like, I can't tell you yet, but like, I'm pissed because this should be a final. So then they're announcing it, and then it's like J-Funk versus Quake. And he looked at me, he's like, I was like, oh, true, that's fucked. But that one was like, that. I think for me, again, like, I know you're probably not going to co-sign this, but this is me saying this, is like, that was the only battle where I was like, not sure if you'd win. Like this one against Quake, I was like, oof, depending on the song, like he's like on fire in terms of all styles battles and stuff. I think actually Chantel was close as well. She's really good. But then I was like, in the styles wise, I was kind of thinking, okay, well, he's on a roll. He's got the like, she had the crowd on her side as well. But I think there was something where people were like rooting for you by that point.
Yeah.
I think Motherfunk is like, she's obviously dope. She's one of my friends, but she's too new to that aspect. She's just a dope popper, but like hasn't quite developed that side of the performance yet, I think. And then Silk, I by that point, I was like, Jordan's on a fucking roll. Because I was thinking, if you guys get to the finals both, that's going to be a good battle. But I was like, as much as Silk is dope, like, I was like, by this point, Jordan's on it. I was like, I can't see him taking him down unless he pulls out something extra.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Quake one was the one that's just my breakdown of the of the battles. But I think the Quake one, I was like, because it was the first round.
Yeah, literally.
And it was like, you're both cold. Like, it could.
The crowd's not
if
on
you
anyone's
don't,
side.
And if you don't come out warmed up and ready, and he does, it could go either way.
I think in terms of a crump like idea of it, it's like he's still very new.
Yeah.
And I'm been doing that for a long time. So, there was this thing I was battling with. I was talking to TC. I was like, do I even crump? Like, do I just go another way? And then I just came down to it, and I was like, with him and Chantel, it was like, I'm just gonna out crump you.
How?
Like, that's all I'm gonna try and do is just out crump you, because
how experienced is Chantel compared to? Because you said Quake's new.
I think more. I would say more so. More so than Quake. But
okay.
For me, what you're saying about me and Quake, whatever, I felt that with Chantel because of how amazing she did with that crowd.
So she was already warmed up.
She had them in her hand.
True.
And I was like, this is the one.
That's gonna be tough.
That's gonna be really, really tough. Like, and yeah, that battle I had to give. I felt like I had to just give everything. I mean, everyone I did, but
true.
And that was what made it so hard. Like, first round for me, I was looking at other people's battles and I'm thinking, some of these I would just do a light. Like, I'd just make sure I hit the points that I need to hit at the right time and land it.
Don't have to go for that.
And I'm looking at the first battle and thinking, I love Gary, but I've got to kill you now. Yeah, like, I'm starting this off at where I'm going to end it.
Sure.
Like, I'm staying like that the whole way. And it had to be that. I had no choice, So yeah, and I think I just had to kind of do that, like, no.
Just like tuck it in from the beginning.
You're not having me yet. I'm tucking this in from now.
Yeah.
This is over. I'm finishing this.
And this is the thing about battles this is the aspect that I love, because it's like, that's your job, is to do that. Yeah. Your job as a person in the Red Bull lineup is to like all right, this first round is going to be tough, so let me like set the tone from now.
Yeah.
But also as a crumper and as a battler, it's like, no, you're younger than me. We do the same style. Let me set the tone right now.
Exactly.
And but also it's his job to come for your head.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's
100%.
like, which is dope. And I think it's like, if he was too respectful and, you know, was just like, oh, you know, Jordan's really good, I'll let him, you know, I'm just going to, I'll try my best. But he came for you and it's like, good. Like, your job is to fucking go for him and take him out, you know? 100%. And if he had, I would have been super happy for him.
Yeah,
but
I want nothing less, because if you don't come for me and I win, you're taking away from my win.
Exactly.
Because then people will be like, oh, yeah, but he didn't really go for it. So did you win? And I'm like, no, he went for it. I went for it.
Yeah.
I won. There we go. It's done. Do you get what I mean? So,
and it would have been
like
rude
that.
if you had beat him by not trying your hardest.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
I think he would, I feel like that when I battle people, especially in popping now that I'm doing more on that side, like, when I battle these, like if I battle fucking Sean or Brooke, I'm like, don't give me your pussy round. Like, come do it proper. I know you're going to win with your shit round, but give me the respect of like, take me out, you know? It's just like, it's just something you want to get beaten properly 100%. If you're going to get beaten, you know?
100%, I agree.
So yeah, I think that's dope. So the other thing I was going to ask you is like, you know, you said about with Chantel and Quake, you were like, I'm going to just out-crump them.
Yeah.
Did you have a kind of thought or a conversation about crump and like all the different styles and the way it translates to the audience? Did you think, oh, maybe they're not going to understand crump enough, or was it more the energy they're going to feel? Did you consider that side of it?
No, and you know, I didn't even plan to do crump so much. And I don't know if I did it in like its purest form.
Sure.
Really,
it would have been tough
tracks,
to,
you know?
to that music.
So I don't know if I really did it in its purest form. I think there was little bits, you know, like I would do most of it, and then if I found a pocket in like an Afro groove, then I would land that. And you know, so. But I find with All Styles battles, like I find it really hard to switch styles.
Once you've like started.
Once I've started in something, that's the space I'm in. Like,
you mean in a round or in the whole?
The whole thing.
Okay.
Like I struggle to switch and be like pushed and pulled. It just feels like I'm in too many different spaces, and you can't get on the journey with me almost, because I'm like so many different people.
That's a good point.
So I'm like, look, I've started here. Screw it, man. I'm going all the way with this. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, there was little elements coming in here and there, and I think I don't know if I even out-crumped them.
Right, but that was the idea.
I know I can.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's try.
Okay.
And then it was like character.
Yeah.
My whole thing has always been character. My whole dance, since I was young, it's been character. Like, so character and storytelling and taking people on this journey is like, how much can I get you with me? On this thing. And yeah, like also thank you for stuff that you said on your podcast. Mikey was like, go and listen to it, and I was like, I will.
About Red Bull.
And it was like that thing of like just the simplest of little concepts or ideas. And I told myself that I was like, look, just, you know, I do this like task with my collective as well. It's like, okay, when I play the song, you know, first thing that comes across your mind, that is the thing for your round. You go with it, right? Don't question it. Don't try and be smart about it. Don't try and think, oh, this will work. But whatever comes
like in terms of what type of thing, like character or
anything. Even if you're standing there before the round and you're like, oh, I feel tired today. Cool. You're tired today in this round. Like literally anything. And I was like, I'm just gonna, whatever the song gives me or whatever just word comes to my mind. I even thought about asking some people that was on the side, like, just give me a word. Like,
yeah.
I was that open. I was like, whatever comes to me, I'm just gonna use that.
I remember, it makes me think of the one where you told everyone like put your fingers up. Yeah. But I can imagine that being your thought. Is like, oh, this is something I
like
that
do to Miss Dynamite Boo. So everyone get your gone things out right now. Do you get what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm gonna get through this. I took the shoes off and created a gateway to get through.
You know what? I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know if my attention slipped. I was like, did his first shoe come off on purpose, or did that?
Oh no, it did.
I thought you kind of messed up, but then just went with it for the whole round.
No,
okay, you mentioned.
Yeah, I did. But that literally just in the moment, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get through this, get through something, and that's how it's like almost like word association. Like my brain just like goes through what's happening.
But you know what? This is kind of what I was saying on the pod as well. Is like that's what allowed the audience. It's like an entry point to your round. Exactly. Like we don't feel apart from it because you had a thought process and you were like, like it's like we don't need to understand why the shoes are there, why we're getting through, like whatever it means. But it's like because there's something that you connected to the song, we can look at that and go, oh, cool, he's going through something, and it's like we have a way to like an anchor point, I guess, to understand the round, even if we don't understand crump
Yeah.
or any of the complex things you're doing. It's like we feel already involved.
Invested, yeah. And that's something I've always been working on or trying to do, is like crowd control.
Yeah.
And I have so many theories about it. You know, it's like, what is it that is gonna get these people with me and connected? And there has to be something that's so genuine about what you're doing as well. Like, a lot of people just say to me like, oh, like the passion when you do, like, that's just, I don't do that on purpose. That's just what it is for me. We've spoken about earlier, this is what I've done as a job and what I'm doing forever. So of course it's going to be that, otherwise I would have stopped ages ago. So there's some part of it that's just really genuine, and like the way I feel music, the way I feel those moments, and what a crowd does for me. Yeah. Like, even warming up, I just was like, I feel good, but I don't know if this is going to happen. I just was really like,
not sure,
on edge. As soon as I just felt that the crowd, it was just like, oh no, you're not beating me, man.
Yeah, and I think there's definitely something to be said about you feeling at home in front of a big crowd.
Yeah.
And I think not everyone on that stage did. For like, maybe it's how they train, or it's just that they're new. Some of them were not as experienced in dance and stuff, and it's like, that's a whole nother thing, like being in front of a big crowd.
Yeah.
Just before you even dance. Yeah. Just going out in front of a big crowd. If you haven't done that loads, it's like...
enough to throw you, It's enough to make your brain just overthink.
Yeah.
And it happened, I felt like it happened to me. I don't know if you could see it, but I definitely felt like I'd lost the mother funk. My head just dropped and I was like...
Really?
I was pissed.
I don't think mother funk, I
was pissed. I thought I'd lost. I think, but I didn't watch her rounds. I caught little bits, like I took the car thing she did or whatever, but I don't really watch people when I'm
like
just pacing, I'm pacing. I'm like, I'm going to just go nuts. As soon as I hear 3, 2, 1, I'm going nuts. And so because I wasn't happy with my rounds, I decided I lost.
Got ya.
You know,
Right.
I wasn't happy. This wasn't good enough. I've lost. So when I saw the blue lights, I was like...
No, I think...
And then I was like, okay, well now I have to charge on and like do this because I got through that. Do you get what I mean? So I just need to do better.
I think for me, I would say your closest one was the finals against Silk. I think the first 2 rounds were, for me, pretty close. But then I think in a way, I think he fucked himself on Powell because it didn't look like he knew the words. And what's the second verse of Power? How did...
Boy, crack your skull.
Yeah.
When he missed it, I was like, if I lose this, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Like, as soon as that came in, because we were waiting, like everybody knows that song, and it was like, crack your skull. And then it's like, he didn't do anything to it. And we were like, I was like, I'm giving you a second, but like, did you miss that on purpose because you were building to something? Or and then he just kept going and like rode over the beat and like danced to it, but not like somebody who knows the song. And I was like, nah, Jordan's got him on this one for sure.
Yeah.
And then it kind of almost, I think because that round you had him by quite a significant bit, I almost didn't remember the other 2. I was like, that's
I think for me, my thing on it was like, the only one I was like, crap, was the second round. Because of the way he took my concept. I remember I did the light thing and I was blinded and he took it.
True. He did good on that one. Yeah. And
it was like, if you win off my concept, I'm going to be so pissed. But that is battling.
That's good battling, yeah.
That's good battling. So I'm like, well, I can't be pissed about it because that was pretty smart. And I felt like he was drawing the crowd back because I felt like I got the first round personally. Yeah.
I can't remember. I'll have to watch it back. But
the Miss Dynamite one, I felt it was the same thing about like he was missing certain bits in the song. And I'm like, this is a UK classic. Like, you got to hit this stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, you can't miss this. And then that second round, he was really drawing it back. And I was like, oh. And then Power came on and I was like, nah.
Yeah.
No. I'm headlocking this battle right now.
Yeah, because I didn't even think about... It sounds dumb, but I didn't even think... he might be younger, I don't know, but like, I didn't think about someone not knowing the song.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, everybody knows this song. So when you came on, I was like, oh, this is going to be fire. Expecting him to also know the song, and I was like, how the fuck are we going to... And then when he didn't, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
But disclaimer though, he was incredible bruv, the whole night.
Yeah, not to... Like he was...
incredible, man.
Yeah, I think he was always going to be in the finals against you, even from the first... I think after the first round, I was like, he's going to the finals.
Yeah, he said to me before, he was like, I don't want to battle you in assists in the finals.
Yeah, good.
You know, and then it was like, well, here we are.
Yeah,
you know?
Let's go.
Like, we literally spoke it into existence a little bit.
But he was the one, I think, that he was... I said this on the pod as well, but like that he understood the performance elements. You two were the main ones that understood performance elements. Like... Sure. In the right way as well. I think like people like Turbo, like he has a great personality and he's, people like watching him.
Yeah.
But I think there was something with Max again, the whole character thing, and it's like as soon as he came on the stage, he was in character, and these are the sort of things that like draw us into a person. We're like, oh, he's the guy that does that, or you know what I mean? It's like we need to be able to have something to remember you by. It's like, oh, Max is that, he's the guy that's doing that, or he's the flexible guy, or you know.
And it gives your choices more life.
True.
You know, like you do a move without that character and it's just a nice move.
Yeah.
You do a move with that character, now I get it. There's a reason for it. It makes sense to me. I feel connected to it. Like it enhances. I mean, imagine going and watching like a hip hop theatre piece and all the dance is amazing and there's just no intention, there's no character, there's nothing. It's just
like
moves.
Blank faces.
It's like, what am I feeling here? What am I supposed to feel? Yeah. And you have to, one thing I always teach these lot as well is like, if you want people to feel something, you have to feel something first. And I think I feel like it was Ejo that I watched a video years ago, like a few years ago, and he said that and I wrote it in my phone.
That's a good quote.
And I was like, it's so true. Like, how can I expect this audience to feel something if I'm not going to really feel it myself? Yeah. So if I want you to be happy and dance with me and skank with me, I'm going to come to you and smile and skank with you. True. If I want you to be pissed on Power, like, you better feel pissed with me on Power. Like, we're coming together on this. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think he did that. He, like you said, he was in his character and people really bought into it. And then every move that he did, it lived in that character and it lived in that space. So,
and he's got I guess like the three elements of like, he understands crowds and performance. He's
technically
sick.
Yeah.
And there was another one that I can't remember what I was just going to say now. But yeah, like he's got those kind of elements
flexible.
He links and he's experienced, like, you know, he's not going to get thrown off by a crowd and he's experienced in a battle arena. Yeah. So it's like, he's not going to get thrown off by the crowd, but he's also not going to, even if, like, let's say with Power, where I think like he didn't do as well, but it wasn't because you put him off. Yeah. He just didn't know the song or didn't do it well. Exactly, but I feel like every time he battled, he was like not phased. He was like, no, I'm going to do my shit.
I mean, because he had a harder route in terms of like drawing and getting a third round. He had he had 2 extra rounds before that. Yeah. Because he wasn't sailing through as much. You know what I'm saying?
So he had like more rounds. He was probably more tired.
You could see in the third rounds that he had to do where the experience kicked in.
Exactly.
Because he was like, okay, I got one more round. Now I'm killing this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that was the only big difference between us throughout the whole battle, was just that, like, I was doing that from the first 2 rounds. I was like, no, I'm killing this off.
Right.
Like, I'm not letting you give me a draw. I'm tired. There's not, you know, this crowd.
Yeah, make it clear.
I'm killing this off now. Like, and so, yeah, I think that was really the only difference. But no, it was a pleasure, man. I think it was cool that me and him did our like promo video together and,
sick. Yeah,
you know, and then ended up in the finals. So it just was like, it just made a lot of sense. So,
yeah, that's dope. And then, is there anything else I was going to touch on that? I don't think so. But yeah, I think you did a fucking good job, man.
Thank you, bro.
I think everyone did, really. Like,
definitely.
I said it on the pod, but like, I fucking love Dance Your Style, man. Like, I think that's sick. And I think, this is what I was going to say. Like, I think the DJs killed it.
100%.
Because they did a lot of like, especially with the UK tracks, like, and like, you know, Pow and these type of things. It's not only like going to make the dancers go off, but also the crowd there are going to love it.
Exactly.
Like for the third round in the finals with Pow, I was like, beautiful.
Yeah.
Just like, just a beautiful choice to put that. Yeah. But you know what I was going to ask you is, like, how do you have a different strategy for the world one? Because I guess you're not going to have the UK tracks, probably. You might get lucky. Yeah. But you also, even if you do, you're not going to have the UK crowd there. Yeah. So do you have a different strategy for, like, have you even thought about it, like, going forward?
No.
I mean, wait and see.
There's like, I just think there wasn't a strategy for that one.
Okay.
And there never really is. You can't, I mean, especially that battle, like, you couldn't plan anything. Like, you literally couldn't plan anything. Like, I had concepts that I'd lab, not for that, just that, like, when I'm labbing, I just had concepts, had things that I'd done. And I was like, oh, this would be cool. Like, if I get this type of track, like, I'll try this thing. Like,
sure.
Oh. And then it's like, you just don't know. And then I get on stage, it's like, I'm a slave for you. And you're thinking, no way am I dancing to this on this goddamn stage. Like, how do you plan? You can't plan for that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? True. And it's like, and then the more you plan, the more this kind of free energy about your freestyle goes away. And then that disconnects from the crowd because it looks too planned. And it goes down this rabbit hole of like, it just gets worse and worse. So it's just a matter of like, look, I've just done this so much. I freestyle all the time. I'm training all the time, or training people all the time.
Let the training do its thing.
believe that when that music comes on, that crowd's there. I don't care what track it is. Someone could be beatboxing with the mic upside down. I don't care what it is. I don't care what sound I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I'm going. You know, Six Corners, the drummer was just... True. Drummer was playing for me because I was just swinging my arms. Do you get what I mean? I was just going nuts. The drummer was like, oh, crap, playing. So, yeah, I just have to believe that no matter what plays, I will always do something. I will always make something happen.
Yeah.
Like, I just have to believe that. And that was the same for Red Bull. It's like, well, whatever happens... Because, you know, they were playing bangers in the little warm-up times and, like, in-betweens. And you're thinking, we're all looking at each other like, we know it's not going to happen. But if they play this, it's a long day. Do you know what I mean? And then they did it. It was like, well, we know. But it was like, whatever happens, you just got to just trust in yourself and trust your process and how you deal with it. So it's going to be the same for that, man. It's just going to be, look, whatever. I feel it's funny because I actually feel a lot less pressure.
For the world one?
Yeah.
How come? Maybe because you know we're all on your side.
yeah. Maybe that. Maybe just like it's so much bigger. It's like you're not as expected to go there and just win. Like,
right.
Oh yeah, go and win that. You know, if everyone here was like, yeah, you should like win this. You can't say that for that because it's not the same thing. Do you get what I mean?
So like if you lost here, people are like, oh, what happened? But if you lose there, they're like, oh, you did
well
great.
Done.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Good job, you got there. Like, cool. You know,
like you've already done the hard part.
Right.
Almost.
Do you see what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like, I feel less worried about it. I feel like it's just a matter of enjoying it, man, and just seeing what happens.
Fucking free trip to South Africa, man.
Bro.
How long do you know any details there? Like how long you get to be there and all that? Nothing.
I know absolutely nothing at the moment. Fair. I think they all did that event and then went on leave. I think that event just took it out of them.
It's like we need a week off.
Yeah, we are tired. I'm done. I'm finished.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to say, like, I know, you know, just as using this platform to say it, like the support and the congrats, like.
But your Insta stories were going off.
Bro, my phone. Again,
that's sick.
I keep pointing to him. They can't see him, but he's over there. My son's over there nodding because he's like, listen, he knows. My phone was damaged. Like,
just smoking.
My battery weren't lasting for nothing. It was like, you know, we'd be tuning it with like, just double digits. Like, but it was crazy. And I was like, this is, it's just amazing when you just feel the community really, how it feels when they really come together and like people just sending messages, like saying things that people I've known for years, saying things that they haven't said before. Do you get what I mean? Like about it and like how people just felt like it was so deserved and it's just certain things. It was very, very overwhelming for that too. I didn't speak or post until Wednesday.
Yeah. You just needed some time.
I didn't say anything. I literally didn't say a single thing. One, because in the words of Stefano, my story looked like this please sign here line on a form. So really no one ain't watching that story no more. By the way, disclaimer guys, I know you weren't watching the story because I wouldn't watch it. I know everyone swiped past it because I would too. But I just had to post people because it's like, you know, just to say I saw it and I appreciate it.
I was swiping through all of them because everyone was using the capsule post to share.
Oh yeah. You,
well, I got like 600 likes on it. I was like, yes, thank you, Jordan.
You had a power move that day. So I was like, this is not even my post, and you lot are just bombing this.
I was good, but I think it's also because it was the first one up. Like, I posted it like 20 minutes after.
But the way you did it as well, like I don't know. The page already looks like this page that's been around for years. Like it's giving me shade room vibes already. Like we said the other day, it's giving me solid shade room. Like
I don't want to go too gossipy with it.
But it's just giving the organization of it is just very like it's quick. You're on it. You're the first one to let people know. Do you get what I mean? It's like, but yeah, I just big love to everyone, man, because it was just like
you deserve it.
It was very, very overwhelming. It was mad. So, it's only literally just stopping now. So,
What do you think was the like? You know, you said about the support and everyone kind of coming together and saying all these things. Do you think it, like, why was it because it's not like you've never won a battle before. So what was it about this one that you think made everyone be like, oh shit? You think it's the prize or just the status of it or?
Great question, bro. Great question. Let's get them all in here and
yeah. If you're listening, comment.
Yeah, I have no.
Tell us why you care about Jordan
idea.
now.
I think maybe just the scale of it. Maybe. Again, I think so many people see me in so many different ways. You know, like there's a bunch of people that know me and think of me as a battler. There's a bunch of people that know me and think of me as a teacher or as a commercial dancer. If they do, stop that. But whatever, would you know what I mean? Whatever your pathway into knowing me is.
Yeah.
And there's a few of them that it may be that you might think of me as that. And so maybe people are seeing it like, wait, nah, you went on one Red Bull. Do you get what I mean? Or whatever, I don't know. But I think at the core of it, it's probably just the scale of the battle. It just felt like all eyes were on it.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Just felt like maybe not even during, just after, it just felt like all eyes just drew towards this thing. It was one of the first like big events back, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So I think, all eyes just kind of went straight towards it, and it was just like everyone was talking about that.
Yeah, they really were.
You know?
It was like a Red Bull week.
No, imagine. Oh my gosh. I've been singing, I can't sing it because you'll get taken down.
Yeah.
I've been singing a certain Liquor and Red Bull song all week. I keep singing it because it's just in my head. Like, it's just, that's all I've been speaking about. But it's everyone saw it.
But you know, as well, I think, like, I don't know if this is necessarily the case, but like, I always feel, you know, when people get jobs in the commercial, like say you doing Stormzy, it's like, I don't know, just off the, like, I mean, me and you know each other a bit, but like, even if it's someone I know closer or less close, like, I don't know what that means to you. Like, I could be like, oh, like that could be like the highlight of your year, and you're so, like, you could have cried when you got the call for Stormzy and like, oh my God, I performed on stage with, like, he's my idol. Or you could be like, it's just a job, you know, like, because I feel like sometimes I get gassed that someone else is doing a job, but you don't know the internals about it. You don't know. You're like, but I'm not getting paid that much, or it's a horrible experience, or whatever it might be. So it's kind of hard to judge with, let's say, jobs or teaching or whatever, like whether that's something that means something to you. But I feel like with a competition, it's kind of like we're like, well, it must be something that we can congratulate you for.
For sure.
It's like, it would be weird to just be like, oh, congratulations on, you know, being on the Brits, and you're like, I don't care. You know, it's just a job, like whatever. Whereas it's maybe easier to congratulate you for something that we saw you work hard through.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it is that. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So then, fuck Johannesburg, man. That's going to be dope.
Bro, it's crazy, man. It's definitely crazy.
Yeah.
Especially when it's somewhere that, you know, and it's happened before, but just somewhere that you never really thought about even.
Have you been there before?
Nah, it wasn't even somewhere that I'd thought about necessarily going, or like, you know, first on my list, but then it's like, oh, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, so, so it's a blessing, man. That was all I knew was the prize at that point. So you got to think about it, like, that's what I was fighting for, really. I wasn't fighting for money. So, that's mad. And I think the energy, the link up with so many people is going to be crazy. So
that's going to be sick, man. There's going to be bare, like, and all the people that I think all the people that have like qualified are all good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? There's no like, there's like a lot of like good fucking dancers. So it's going to be mad out there.
From everywhere as well, man. Literally from everywhere. You know?
Yeah. I think that's it. Like, it's so annoying that like money is the answer to everything. But like, it's kind of, you know, it's like, oh, what makes a good battle? It's like, just money, man. Like, it's like you can do all these, like, I don't know, you can do all these things and think of all these different concepts or whatever. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, you know what makes a good battle? Fly everyone to fucking South Africa.
Exactly,
That's what makes a good battle. Bro, and then all you need to do is just run it on time.
Yeah, literally,
Just run it on time, have okay music, and just fly everyone to South Africa.
That's it. Just that.
Yeah.
Just that. Nothing else. It's really simple. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, I think, it was definitely the scale of it, and, you know, the money behind it. You could feel the money behind it.
Yeah, for sure. It just makes it feel a bit more, even like having your face up on the thing and then the screen with the brackets, and it makes it feel like something, you know?
It did. It really did. Like, even just seeing, like, when it got to, like, that final and seeing our two names there, it was, like, seeing the journey of it. It was like, rah.
Yeah, you see everyone that you've had to beat to get there.
Yeah, you really was like, I've got to do this now. I have to do this now. And I think having 6 corners just before it made me even more hungry.
Oh, yeah?
Because I got to the final and lost. And, you know, there's, like, a couple of battles I've been doing, like, people say to me, like, oh, you was the MVP of the night. I'm like, thank you, but I didn't win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's kind of bittersweet. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, you had the best moment. Like, you got off and the crowd went nuts, but still didn't win. And so it was like, I can't let this happen again.
Yeah.
I cannot lose this battle. And everyone comes to me and says, yo, your rounds were crazy. Like, you was my favorite of the night. Like, it just doesn't help me.
Yeah. You're like, I would love to go to South Africa.
Exactly. So I was like, no, I can't fall at this, like, last hurdle again, man. I've got to get over it. So that was like the you can see in that last round at the end of Power, I just was like,
Give
it's
me
like
this.
someone did something to me that made me vex. Like no one did anything. I was just like, no. No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And
I think we could feel that as well. And I think like we could feel it in you as a mentality of like that you were going for it. But also I think there's something to be said about like physically exerting yourself makes us like empathize with you more.
Yeah.
So it's like in some of the rounds, like you were like dead, and it's like we could not like in the round, but after like you were like tired and
done.
like
completely.
And we could feel that you had like really pushed yourself. And there's something that like it I don't know. I think of it in like you know when you watch like a NBA game or something, and then at the end you see, or in the halftime you see them all dead, but it's like it makes you feel something because it's like fuck, these people are pushing themselves.
Yeah, it makes you appreciate how hard it is. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and how much, and it does make you realize how much is being given to it. Because for me, like even that picture of me on like Chantel, like it was just that encapsulated the whole thing. Like that was it. We left. For me, I just left everything. Like every time, I left everything on there. Like there was nothing but left behind. So, but that's just how I dance anyway.
Yeah,
you
but I think
come to my class on a Wednesday, I'm like, some weeks I'm literally collapsed on the floor afterwards. Like that's just a casual Wednesday. That's just, I don't know really any other way. So,
but and I think in that arena it fucking worked, because I think there's something about not making it look too easy.
Yeah.
You know, if you make it look too easy, it's like cool, it's polished and beautiful, but it's like in terms of where we have to vote for you, it's like, or
you want the crowd that cares and that's fighting for it and wants to get you as a crowd on their side and actually wants to connect with you. I watched the battles back and or a couple of them.
What do you think?
And I think the very first round I did, I think the concept was like a catwalk or something in my mind. It was like I was just being an idiot. And Gary finished his round. The round was dope, and I just like fling my jacket back and I just bop around the slaves.
Was that not Slave for you?
No, that was, I don't even know what.
I know the round you mean, but
I can't. I don't know who the song's by.
Yeah.
And I just bopped around the edge of the stage. And as I bop around, you just see the crowd go like crazy.
Yeah.
It was just, we just connected straight away. I just felt like me and that crowd just connected.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like it was so instant. And then from there, it was like, just stay with me. Please just stay with me. Do you get what I mean? Like, just stay with me. So that's the reason why when I came against Chantel, it was like, stay with me, because I know you've been staying with her. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like,
and that's the like hard thing, because it's easy. I mean, as a crowd, but also a crowd that has to vote, but like just in general of being on someone's side, it's like if you pick a side, it's like we kind of did that, you know, in the brackets. We're like, oh, I think I like this person, I like this person. And you kind of naturally stick with someone. But then when they go up against each other, it kind of becomes new. I felt like that actually about you and Silk. Because like pretty much all the way through, I was like, even the other people, like some of them are my friends and stuff, but in terms of energy wise, I was like, I'm on Jordan's side, I'm on Silk's side, I'm on Jordan's side, Silk's side, Jordan's side, Silk. And then I'm like, oh fuck, Jordan's side. I'm like, and then every bias goes away.
Yeah.
I'm just like, let's just say what the fuck happens, you know? And I think that's hard, because now I was already like leaning towards your side. So I wasn't voting on the night, but if I was, I'm like, I already want Jordan to win, so it's easier.
Yeah.
But against Silk, I would have been like, well, now you got to really earn it. Because you know what I mean? Like, I have no bias. So I feel like, imagine a whole crowd doing that every round.
Literally. No, it was amazing, man. It was really amazing.
But you killed it, man. You fucking deserved it. I love to see. I think maybe that's something as well, like if people saw you, like, you know, you said you were the MVP, and people come up, but then to finally see you win after like not quite making it in other battles, maybe it's even
I think that's
more.
why I just dropped, bro. I think that's why I just dropped. I just think it was just like, finally, like, do you get what I mean? Like, and I've obviously won battles before, but just obviously that scale, they don't come around very often, as we said. No one has money to make battles of that scale, so it's like, and it just feels like getting to semis and losing to people, losing to people because based off just like overthinking and not even because I should have lost, just like loads of things that have happened throughout my time battling, and I think that just was the one that really just was like,
I need this.
Yeah, I didn't, but I felt like I did. Do you know what I mean? I didn't need it, but I just felt like, no, this can be the one that really just puts all of that to rest for me in my mind.
And this is kind of, I get what I was saying as well, is like, there's like certain arenas where certain people shine, and it's like, I feel like that really was yours, and it's like, you know, especially like what you were saying about, you know, all the ways that you train the kids, or like the ways that you think about dance, or even the energy that you put into, it's like all of these things are what I need to win this. So I'm not letting anyone else beat me in my shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's kind of like in an All-Stars battle, in a small version, but it's like in an All-Stars battle when, like, say it's like a popper versus a crumper, and a popping song comes on. It's like, don't lose to a popping song. You know what I mean? It's like that's your shit. Like it's your chance to shine. So it's kind of like that with you. You're like, oh, this is what I do. Like, I'm not getting beaten in my arena. In a kind of
No, I was probably one of the few people that was like, when it was like crowd vote, I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
We're in. Let's go. Let's do this.
I think a lot of people hate it.
No, I loved it, man.
And even like not knowing the music and stuff. I hope she won't mind me sharing this, but you know, Chiara, the Italian girl, Mash was her.
Oh yeah.
She was saying that she was expecting like silly songs, right, and when she was against TC, she got
Buster, didn't she?
Is it Buster or Q-Tip or? So it was like a proper like hip hop song, and then a house song, and she's a hip hop and house dancer.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, okay, well, I'll dance seriously then. And it like, she was expecting to have to play on something silly, and she did. When she didn't get it, she was like, oh fuck. But and I think this is like, again, if that's your like, well, I can react to whatever, whether it's you want me to dance serious, you want me to put on a show, you want me to be silly, like, I can react. So if that's your thing, it's like, this is the perfect fucking opportunity for that to shine.
No, for sure. But yeah, that's one thing I didn't want to do, was like be silly.
Yeah.
I didn't want to win being silly.
And I think that's I'm glad you did that, actually, because I think that's the not perspective. What's the word?
Perception of it.
Perception of Dance Your Style.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a silly battle.
Exactly.
And I think,
was like, no.
Yeah, I think you did wonders for the public relations of Dance Your Style, because it's like, and you know what? I think you and Silk being in the finals and both being like good dancers who did good rounds the whole way through, and the DJs did wonders for that event, because I think they played a few, like I'm a Slave for You is like, could be silly, but it's kind of like low-key a good beat.
But it's a challenge. Do you know what I mean? It's also a challenge. So it's how you look at it. Like it could be another thing, like what we was talking about earlier about people saying how you sailed through the battle. It could be like, oh, well, you got Pow and this and Jay Huss, and that's easy. Do you know what I mean? Well, no.
Not really.
I danced to Slave for You. Okay, so no, you know what I mean? It's like, it was a challenge. It was a part of it. We knew it was coming. They told us. You know, Clara was like, if you got any questions about the music, you can ask me, but that's what it is. So there's no point asking me questions. So we knew.
You're not getting battle beats. And
we knew what the situation was. Do you know what I mean? So anyone who's going to come in and be like, oh, well, this track, you knew what you was getting yourself into. It was made clear, you know? So yeah, as much as I was like, really, bro? I was also like, well, yeah.
Let's go.
You know? But I don't mind that. I'll just put my whole thing on shuffle and dance to whatever. Do you get what I mean? You could play, I love doing that. Anything. People, you know, they used to do it to me in college. They used to play like Britney Spears and be like, can you crump to this?
Yeah.
I'm like,
let's go.
Watch, let's go. I don't mind. So yeah, it didn't faze me in that sense at all. Like, the way I hear music doesn't rely on it being built for me to hear it. I hear music in a way, I can be in a shop and it's playing some next commercial track and I'm hearing beats somewhere.
Yeah, sure.
The way I see music and the way I hear it applies to whatever's playing. So it's just the same formula no matter what's playing. So yeah, for me it was like, I know I'm getting myself into, I'm cool with it. So
yeah,
just get cracking.
Bro, you fucking killed it, man.
You know, thank you, bro.
Yeah, massive congrats on that, man. You really did well. And you deserved the win. What was I going to ask you? So you said yesterday you were performing with Saul, right? Yeah. What was that? Because I see you did quite a bit with Saul, right?
Yeah, I did Fashion Week like 2019, I think, just before like COVID, literally just before COVID.
Yeah,
like
I think February that's when I
remember. And I don't remember how. I think he'd hollered me. I can't remember. And then I did it this year. Again, he shouted me. I missed the whole casting thing like an idiot, and he was like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "I'm on the train." It's like, "Come this way, like to the casting." So, yeah, he just hollered me like for certain things. Like, I think he like trusts dancers because like, you know, taking direction and certain things, like we're quick with it. So, you know, in the show that he did, like we had to change the clothes over and like flip the clothes and stuff. And he was like, "Look, I just trust you. Yeah, you're gonna do it." So boom. So it was like that, and then. Yeah, this was like a show. I think this was like a show that Somerset House had put on, and obviously he's a resident there right now. So
he's killing it, man.
No, he's really killing it. Like it's incredible. So yeah, we literally just rehearsed. It was like literally like a 30-minute improvisation piece.
Oh,
like,
sick.
so it had little bits of structure, like knowing what we're doing where, but the rest of it was like we don't know what's gonna play. And it was 30 minutes, my gosh.
How many of you?
Bro, 4 of us.
Okay. Yeah, that's
30 minutes. Bruv, I did a round, and the round was like, I just went off, and I was like, this is the last time you're gonna see me. I don't care whether it's 20 minutes in, but if this is the last.
I'm done.
But yeah, no, it was fun. It was really interesting. It's always interesting space to be in, different audience, not a dance audience. So, you know, trying to appeal to them is a different challenge. But yeah, just good people on the job, good energy, good vibes in and out.
Who was the 4?
Myself, Johnny.
Oh yeah.
Guy called Connor, who I'd met on the job.
Do I know him?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Not
more
from like
contemporary
RC.
dancer.
Okay,
Yeah. But incredible as well. And a guy called James.
James.
I went to college with him actually.
Oh, sick.
It was like the first time I'd seen him.
Oh, sick.
Since college.
Is he
which
like
was,
a battle head, a hip hop head, or?
No, I think it's more like experimental. Like, you might know him.
I know.
His name's like Jamie Wamey or something.
Yeah. I know. He did a lot of experimental battles.
Yeah. So he was on it. But yeah, I went to college with him, so it was good to see him.
Nice.
It was like we didn't see each other. And then Saul had to jump in at the end. You know,
sick.
He had to do his thing, which he did.
Yeah.
He came through and shut it down. So it was a really just nice group of people. Man. Just got on with it. Just did it, man.
Sick.
It was a vibe.
That's dope to hear, man.
Yeah.
What's plans moving forward, or what have you got coming up? What you working on?
I mean, I go to Ireland next week, which is a big one for me to teach. Take flight. Sick.
Flight, nice.
Which is a really, really big one for me.
More in the like kind of choreo context than teaching a style, or?
Yeah. I won't just be teaching choreo, but yeah.
Like you're not billed as like a house teacher or something. You're
no. Yeah.
Teaching your stuff.
Exactly, which is something that, you know, has been a really big like graft for me in the last few years.
Yeah.
Trying to change your audience or your audience's perception of you.
Because you feel like
really
you were in that
thing.
box of a style dancer.
100%.
Right.
100%. And not to anyone else's fault, like to my own fault.
Right.
I was much more scared of posting my choreo than I was posting styles. Like,
yeah, I feel like in the last couple of years you've been posting maybe more of your... Because I've seen...
Completely intentional.
You did that stuff with Tally, and then... Was it you that did one with... to one of Drea's tracks? Was it you and David?
Yeah, me and Sasha.
Sasha,
Me and Sasha, yeah. But yeah, I did one with David as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just... I mean, that was like... I was like one of the first ones to go and get Joe, like Monkey Flip. And I remember telling him on the first shoot I did, me and Lissandro, it was like, everyone's going to use you after this. I told him, I was like, everyone. Yeah. And now I can't even get this guy. I'm like, you're so annoying. So don't forget, it was me. Yeah. So it's like, bro, but it's deserved. But it was just, it was a switch in like, if I want this, I have to show people it.
Yeah.
You know, I can't want something if they don't know how to do it. Like,
yeah.
And it was even to the point where some people like call me up and be like, oh, can you come and teach Afro? And I'd be like, no. And I was willing to miss money to stop boxing myself. It was like, look, I teach choreo, I don't teach.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, look, go and get home bros. You know, and it's like, I respect people's like always like, no, but you do it slightly differently. Like, you have your own way. And I'm like, yeah, but they're the goats, man. Just go and get them, all right? Just go and get them. Just like, they're there, use them. Do you get what I mean? It's like, do it. And so, yeah, I had to really like be bold in that sense of like, no, look, if you don't want this, then I can't come, I'm sorry. But it was just, I was just getting trapped in kind of being, the light-skinned guy with home bros or like, you know, or like just the crumper. Or it was just box. But and it was like, I can do all that stuff and maintain all that stuff, but no, this is what I want. This is where I want to be teaching at. You know, I was at Take Flight every year, you know, supporting them guys, and I don't regret it for one bit. Like,
that's sick.
I was always there, you know, next to them, like gassing them up, hyping them up, like doing the choreo with them when they showed it. Like whatever I had to do for them, I would do. I still would, but I was always there. Like, I'm gonna be on the stage, you know.
And I want to teach me, not just
and
to
you
represent
know,
them.
Yeah, when Kerry messaged me, it was like, I said to her, look, just to let you know, it's the last year I'm not teaching. Like, just as a thing of like, I'm letting you know the way I'm gonna graft this next year. This is the last time I'm coming and I'm not teaching. And she was like, oh well, actually, funny thing, you are, and I nearly
Let's
collapsed in the middle
go.
of Nando's or something.
Sick.
Yeah, so yeah, that's like
dope.
the next thing that's for me like really big and just really ticks off a really big like goal of mine.
And you know what I think is sick about that is like, and I think we don't talk about it enough, especially publicly, but like personal branding and like marketing yourself, because we all fucking do it as dancers, right? And it's not just as simple as like, oh, I'm just gonna post and get a big Instagram following and you know, like be a fucking influencer and then I'm gonna get jobs. It's like, what do you want to do? And the stuff that you put out and the stuff where the places you invest is what you're gonna return. Because you're saying a few years now you started making choreo videos and investing and putting money into creating these things and putting it out with a solid goal in mind, that I'm changing the perception of how people see me, and therefore the jobs that I get offered, you know. And it's like we all
100%,
not that everyone, you know, there's a lot of professionals that do that, and I think a lot of younger people don't. They're just like, well, how can I get as many followers as I want, and I'll make a video just because I'm going to make a video. And it's like, what is the aim? Like, where are you going? What are you trying to say to your audience? Like, it all matters, you know.
No, and I think there's choreo now that I'm looking back on, I'm like, I'm going to bring this one back, because when I posted it, no one was caring about my choreo. Sure. And I bet if I post that exact same choreo now, it goes nuts. I bet. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm like, but that's
it's all
because I was tuning the audience to do that. And a lot of my following came from Afrobeats. I still get messages now. I miss you and Uncle TC. Like, can you do Afro again? You know what I mean? Like, when I used to post Afro video, the views would go bang. I post choreo, nothing. You know, and it was like,
that's what your audience are waiting for.
That's what the audience is built off of. And it's like, cool, I understand it. I have to turn this audience myself to understand, no, this is what he does. If you no longer ride with me, then cool, great while he was here.
And you build a different audience.
Exactly. So yeah, I think it is that. It's like, what do you want to put out there? What do you want to portray yourself as? And it takes time. If you're going to do it in a pure way, it takes time to do that and to put yourself in that light. So yeah, it's been time, and that's why Take Flight is such a big thing for me. I think it's just a big like landmark of like, oh, when you first took that risk, it took a long time, but now, the reason I took the class at the Hub was one of the reasons. It was like, it's the perfect platform for me to be posting this every week and saying, look, I'm only getting better, I'm not missing. I don't want to miss any week. I haven't taught the same routine twice in the year and a half I've had that class. There's not a single week I've taught the same thing twice. Every week something new. Dope. You know, so the graft has been real, and it was just that moment where it was like, okay,
I did something. I reached somewhere.
You know, it's starting to get there. You know, like even HDI hollered me to do the youngest ones and stuff. And so, yeah, it was just like, it's really getting into that space now, which is nice. So that's kind of the next big thing. Some stuff with W.A.R, November, and other than that, bro, honestly, if I'm really, really honest, the biggest drive for me, the biggest focus is them guys and this collective and these young ones that they just. I even said to them, like, they won the battle. They won Red Bull, because all I was thinking about in that final was like, I really just want to message them and be like, guys, I won. I was so desperate to be able to like call him and be like, bro, like, son, I did it. I actually won, because he was like, you're gonna win. And I was like, now I just really want to do it for you. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, for me, the purpose that it gives you, you just feel like you're no longer just doing it like for yourself.
Sure.
There's people you're doing it for, and then they were like, we're mad proud, and so it was just like the drive, and then seeing how they've improved and how they're connecting and stuff like that. That for me is like the focus, and then everything for me, like you said, like funding myself and being able to fund that. Me doing all those jobs and all this work around it, will happen. It will happen. The more that I just work hard, stay pure with it, it will attract those things, I'm sure. So, that's what I see. I'm also building my own program right now.
Sick. The teaching program.
That's an exclusive for you.
Let's go.
That's what I've been building actually for the last this whole year. I think it's been this whole year, like just really building it.
What can you give any details, or is it all? Yeah,
I mean, so it comes from the reason why they're called You is because that's the name of the program, and it's about. It's called Your Own Understanding, and it's about just the way I teach people.
Okay.
It's just built from the way I teach, and it's all about what does this person need. Sometimes we're in class and it's so like generic.
Yeah.
And I know I've been in classes before. I'm like, well, but what do I need? Like, or people, when we used to go away, people would ask like, how do I train by myself?
Yeah, right.
You know, and people rely on teachers and rely on class, and it's like, yeah, we need that, but you know, how do you train yourself?
And like the tailored approach to your specific dance.
Yeah. How do you actually focus on what do I need today? Just, you know, just this. And then how do you build something that, or what do you do to help that?
Yeah.
My arms are weak in my freestyle. All right, cool. What is it that we need to do to help you get this? And so that is what it's built around. It's just helping the individual. You know, I did a lot of privates throughout lockdown on Zoom and stuff, and really practiced it and really trained helping the individual, and you know, being quick on my feet on like, okay, you need this, okay, let's try this.
Sick.
You know, and that back and forth. And so, and it's what I do with them. And a lot of time, you know, like we have like monthly, like also catch ups of like, what do you need?
Right.
What do you feel is improved, and what do you need going forward? You know, and let's create tasks and stuff that are gonna help you with that. And so that's basically it, bro. And so it's coming soon, man. I'm really working hard on it.
Do you know like what sort of logistically, is it going to be like a week-long thing, or like how do you know how it's going to sit?
No, I mean, I spoke to my trusted mentor, Tally, because that's who I speak to.
She's the queen of that.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what do I do? How do I do this? You know, should I start small and then build it? So yeah, I don't think it'll be a massive, like, long thing straight away. I think it's just something to build towards. Just to start, and it will just to help, man. Just to help people and at the core of it. So
I think that's fucking good advice for anything. Start small and build.
Exactly.
Like, if you go for the top thing, like the massive thing straight away, it's never gonna
and
work.
You're just building yourself up for disappointment as well. Do you get what I mean? In that sense, it's like just build there, because the more you build it, the more stable it will be when you get to the top. So it'll be small, it'll be a type thing, you know, like a small
intimate
and then we'll see where it goes, man. But
sick.
No expectations on it, just to help people.
And the intimate thing works because it's like, if those people ride for it, they're going to tell people. And then those people will ride for it. Like, rather than everyone kind of being like, yeah, it was all right. You know, you need like a few people who love it.
Yeah, and to say you're going to help an individual and give them individual time and then have 30 people in the room.
True.
You're going to help me by myself. Do you know what I mean? Ain't going to happen. Do you know what I mean? So it makes sense that it just needs to be that. And so
it
that
fits
time
with
can be given to those people, you know? So, that's off the top of my head what I can think of right now.
Besides that, just the freelance life.
Yeah, it's all coming up just left, right, and centre a little bit. So I'm just going with the flow, to be honest with you.
Especially after last year's fucking pandemic, I feel like everyone's just like, all right, I'll take what I can get. Like, let's see what happens.
Literally. But it is about now getting back to that place of like making sure everything you do counts, you know, and you're not spreading yourself too thin.
Yeah. This is my fucking problem, bruv. Like,
bro,
I need to build in days off to my schedule. Because you know what my thing is, like, I don't know if you do this.
I wish.
He doesn't do it.
You could see him. He's drawing me out behind the camera. He's drawing.
Doesn't take no days off. Yeah.
Such a pagan. He's drawing me out behind.
You know, I realize my problem is though. I don't know if you have this, but like, because I'm used to freelance life, like. It's mostly days off when especially last year and like the year before, it's like mostly days off with some work. But now I'm getting more work. It's like, and especially doing this, but I'm spending like at least 2 days a week on this, and I'm not getting paid for none of it. So it's like, that leaves me with less time. Then I'm getting all my other freelance work, and it's like, my mentality is like, whatever days are left, I'll chill in. Right. But then when there's no days left, I don't chill. I'm like, it's been fucking 2 months I haven't had a day off. And then, so now what I'm realizing is, like, literally like this week, I realized that I need to book in days off. And then if I have to book that day for a job, I move the day. So I have a certain amount of days off that I always keep in my month. You know what I mean? And it's like, whatever, like, let's say it's like 8-10 days or whatever.
I used to be better at it. I had this theory of like, people like, are you busy? I'm like, yeah. Oh, what are you doing? I'm busy being free.
Yes.
Like,
so leave me alone.
Yeah, like that is what I'm doing today, is being free.
Yeah.
And then, but it was easier at that time when I had that mentality, because there was a lot more of those days, like you said. And then it gets to the point of like, when I stop moving, I feel worse. Like I feel worse, and my whole body just completely crashes. But he cusses me all the time.
But do you feel bad for overworking?
do I feel bad?
Maybe I should ask you. Does he feel...
Yeah, it's true. Do I feel bad for overworking?
Like,
I feel bad.
Do you need the days off because you're like pushing yourself too far and spreading yourself too thin and you're like getting overworked, or you enjoy just being on the move?
When I'm still, I just feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like I almost feel like I'm not doing the right thing. Do you get what I mean? And it's been a battle. I mean, like I find it a big battle when I'm not free, and I'm probably sure there's dancers that will hear this and be like, yeah, me too. But when you are free, all of a sudden now you're failing. I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well because no one's hollering me. Like, why am I free?
Yeah, right.
You know,
why am I not getting jobs this month?
Right, you're freelance. So for you, when people that have jobs like 9 to 5 kind of jobs, whatever, they have days off, it's like, cool. I've done my pay. You know, I get my pay. I know it's set. For us, we have those 3 days and we're like scrambling.
Where's my money coming?
It's like, wait, hold on. No one's hollering me. Everyone's over me now. They're boarding me. They hate me. Your mind just goes like crazy.
And I think the flip of that is as well is like say this summer I was working crazy and it's like I was really stressed and I was really overworked and I was tired as fuck and it was a lot. But a part of me was like, yeah, but you're killing it. Though.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is so bad, but I was like, I'm doing well. Like,
yeah, who cares about sleep? Who cares
but it's
about
like
sleep?
it's about fun. Yeah, and exactly the same. Like you know, when you have a month where it's not that much jobs, you're like, and it's also this. If it was just that month and you knew you're booked after, it's easier. But it's like it's hard to be like, is it?
You're trying to see what's coming.
Yeah,
next
like is it gonna pick back up or am I fucked?
It's crazy how you can be doing so well, and it just takes a couple weeks or a month to make you think that you just. This is over. Yeah. It's done. I'm going to get a job tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it is crazy, but it's a life we chose, I guess. Trust. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a whole learning process.
I'm sure we can all relate to it. I'm sure it happens to the best of us. But, you know, I remember like Ken calling me once and I had a day off and I was like not feeling great. I was just like, I'm just here doing nothing.
Yeah.
And he called me, he was like, bruv, I just woke up, man. I'm just cleaning my house and I'm taking the kids here doing it. And I was like, you're Kenrick.
Yeah, if you can have a day off.
If you can have a day off. I can have a day off. And it really helps because I was, it's Kenrick to me. Yeah. It's my guy. So,
but I think it's that mental health aspect as well, is because it's like sometimes we need whatever, like I'm not saying rest as in like just do nothing at home, but like for you, if it's like, I don't know, like maybe sessioning or something is your day off, you know, I'm not working, I'm not doing this, but it's like we all need something that's,
for sure,
you know, like a time off, because otherwise it's like, we realize it like 5 years down the line, we're like, oh, I'm fucking
burnt out. Yeah. Literally, but it's a hard balance to find though, man. It's a really hard balance, especially in the job that we're in.
Trust freelancers and
difficult
time off and scheduling, and it's mad.
It's a very difficult balance to find, but it's an important one.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Especially after having a year of the pandemic, and like I don't know about you, but it was like tough for money for me.
Yeah.
Luckily scraped through, but it's like now I'm a bit, and I feel it in myself that I'm a bit in panic mode of like, don't turn down money ever. It's like you've got 3 jobs that day. It's like take on a 4th and make it happen, because it's like,
bro.
do you know what I mean? It's like I can't. It scared me to the point of like, oh fuck, what happens if all the work in the world goes away?
100%.
I can't get back, and I'm a bit still in. I'm calming down a bit, but I'm like still in panic mode of like just say yes, say yes, say yes.
That is so relatable. You just think, even if it's just a little bit, you're like, just in case, just in case. Let me just do it. Let me just be here, be there, and I think it. And that's what I was saying at the start. It's like getting into that place now of like making sure that every step is more valuable, not just in coins, but in what's gonna elevate you to the next place or do the right things for you and not burn you out.
Golden.
Because sometimes you get paid and you're just like, well, that money wasn't even worth it.
Yeah, bro.
Do you know what I mean? That
100%.
money didn't even make up for the stinker that was like that. That didn't help me.
Yeah,
especially when you're in it, you're not in it for money.
Sure.
It's
like what is that money doing for you? Are you building towards something? Like, are you investing in something? Like, for me, even like it was the because I started the capsule September or something. It's been like a month now, but I worked my ass off through in the summer, and there was times where I was like, I can just turn down this money and chill. But I was like, let me, like, because I was planning the capsule for a few 6 months, and the podcast, and also I'm working on a theatre piece as well. But like, I was like, let me work my ass off until September, right?
Yeah.
Like September, October is when it starts to calm down. Then let me go from like September, October through to like January. I'll be good for money, not good for money, but you know what I mean? I'm like, it's a bit of a safety net, and let me focus on my own shit.
Right.
So it made it more bearable to be like, I'm working for myself to invest in myself and to give myself space to, okay, you don't have to work crazy. Go and rehearse, go and make, you know, go and do these podcasts and build that arena. Which helped my mental health aspect, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
if it's for a reason, it's easier.
For sure. But yeah, I feel like it's the same for me. It's that making money to like know what you're investing in. You know, like I said about these guys, it's investing in them. It's even just down to studio space or whatever.
100%.
You know, I just got them like this whole photo shoot done. And, you know,
we
like,
were talking about it.
Yeah, we're talking about...
You got it sorted, yeah?
Yeah, we managed to do it. We're coming for you as well. Don't worry, we want more.
yeah.
But it's just like, you know, I don't want them to be... I want to be able to do this, you know. I want to be able to fund it. I want to be able to do those things for them and not just be like asking them for money. Because like you said, you know, you want them to get the best and you're asking young people for their money. And it's like, you know, but I mean, that's obviously my choice to invest in that way. But it feels good. It feels right, you know, and it feels like, when you're working, you know what you're working for. And, you know, you believe that that will come back to you.
100%. Yeah.
Tenfold. Do you get what I mean? Like, I believe in each one of them that they're going to be beyond me. Yeah. You know, so...
And when you see that, even in the future or even now or whatever, like you see them doing it, you're like, I'm glad I worked my ass off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm at home and my kneecaps are just on the floor. Do you get what I mean? And they're just going to I just steal 10% from them. No, I'm joking. No, he's getting 10% taken. I'm joking. Do you get what I mean? But when it's that and it's like, it's going to come back in so many different ways, you know? So, yeah.
That's dope.
It has to be done.
I think that's a lovely note to wrap up.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Super appreciate you coming, man.
Oh, bro.
And thank you for coming as well.
I appreciate you, man. We've actually spoken about this before as well. He's been like, no, it'd be good. If you went on there, it'd be good.
Sick. Oh, that's nice to hear, man.
It was like, I'm down.
Yeah, bro, this was the time, man. Because I was thinking about, like, who do I, like, you know, the list of, like, people. And then when you won that, I was like, well, this is a fucking perfect time. Like, 6 corners this. And I'm like, well, let's do this.
Yeah, we got to catch up, man. For sure.
But yeah, man, like, legit, thank you for coming. I super appreciate both you guys' time. I'm just super happy to see you doing well, especially because, like, even though we've been in the scene, like, similar amount of time, it's like, I feel a way about being older than you, if you know what I mean. So it's like we have the same dance years, but as a person, I'm like, oh man, I'm super happy you're doing well and you're happy and you're like surrounded by good people. Because I think I've seen so many people that are like they get fucked up through dance or they end up around different people that don't support them and stuff. So like when I see you, especially like home bros and like all the kids that you work with, and I'm just like, you were good. Like with Tally, I'm just like, you got good people around you.
100%. Yeah.
So it's nice to see that, man.
Yeah. Everyone I'm surrounded by is a winner. Yeah. That's how I see it. And
that's the way to do it.
I can't be losing. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So that's the energy that I'm living by, and it's everyone around me is good people. And bro, honestly, thank you for having me.
Of course.
This is dope.
Oh, thank you, bro.
What you're doing is
super
dope.
Appreciate
do you know what I mean? Keep pushing it, keep doing it. And I'm down whenever, so
safe, man. Yeah.
You know the vibes.
For sure, bro. Well, if I don't catch you, good luck in South Africa.
Thank you, bro.
Fuck it up. And thanks everyone for listening. Check out Jordan on his socials. It'll be in the description somewhere. If you probably fucking following him before you were following me. I mean, actually, if you're here because you're a friend of Jordan's, check out my Instagram.
Yeah. You know what to do. You know what to do.
So yeah, at thecapsule.ldn. My personal one is, or not really personal, but my business one is at theduke.ldn. Follow The Capsule for all kind of like updates, media, culture from the scene. The Duke London podcast, there will be more coming. I think I never want to like say who's coming next because just in case they cancel or something. But I've got a few more lined up that should be good. I'll tell you off air. And then I do the capsule at the moment it's every Tuesday, which is just me kind of talking about the week's updates. So check that out if you're interested. And see you guys next week.
Come on.
Peace.